This video is about the explanation of poem Animals by Walt Whitman. We'll start about the poet. Walt Whitman was an American poet, essayist, and journalist. Whitman is among the most influential poets in the American canon, often called the father of free verse. He was born on 31st May 1819 in New York and died on 26 March 1892. Leaves of Grass, O Captain, My Captain, and Song of Myself are some of his great works. The present poem, Animals, written in free verse, is one of the poems published in Leaves of Grass. His awards were Golden Kite Award for Picture Book Illustration. Message. The message of the poem is that animals are far better than human beings nowadays. The human beings have lost their good qualities which they might have possessed at the initial stages of their evolution. Style. Like the best poetry of Walt Whitman, the poem Animals is also written in irregular verse or the blank verse. This poem reflects Whitman's animism. It is the spirit of animals that is meant to reflect the truth in humanity. He respects animals because they have retained those values and tokens which humans seem to have already lost. And there is no rhyme scheme in this poem. We will start the explanation of the poem. Just see the stanza 1. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. I stand and look at them long and long. Turn means here change into. Placid means calm. Self-contained means self-satisfied or not dependent on others. The poet says that he wants to live in the world of animals. Here we can say that the poet finds the world of animals better than that of human beings. He further says that he finds animals more peaceful than humans. He says so because animals are not running after worldly things like human beings. They are calm and have no greed for worldly things or any kind of achievements. They are self-contained, means they are happy with life and never interfere in the lives of others. Humans have the habit of interfering in the lives of others. So, poet thinks that animals are better than humans for being calm and not interfering in the matters of others. The poet further says that these are the reasons why he stands still and looks at the animals for a very long time. Stanza 2. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Sweat. Sweat means sweat after working hard. Whine, W-H-I-N-E, means complain irritatingly or crying. Awake. Don't sleep. Sins means wrong deeds. The poet says that unlike humans, animals don't complain of any misery, any problems. They never cry out loud like humans do to show what they have lost. They never stay awake in the night crying in repentance for their wrongdoings. This means that animals are different from human beings. Why? Because they don't show anger or grief if something wrong happens with them. He further says that animals are very truthful because they never boast of their good deeds done in the name of God. He says so because most of the human beings do this. They try to show their good deeds and religiousness to others. They do so in order to gain popularity among their fellows. So, the poet thinks that animals never irritate him by doing such things just to gain some praise from their fellow people. See the next stanza. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. Demented. Demented means mentally sick. Mania. Mania means obsession or madness. Kneels means bends down on knees. In these lines, the poet feels that the animals are not dissatisfied like humans. They stay happy with whatever they have. They never run behind worldly things. They never try to possess things of comfort or luxury. He says that none of them is mad behind owning the worldly things. And he has never seen any animal showing his devotion to anyone by bowing down in front of the person. They never do so, even for their ancestors. They do not show devotion towards God like humans do. No one among them is more respectable or important as we have in human society. In human beings, rich people are generally given more importance and are treated with more respect as compared to the poor. But in the society of animals, they never do so. They never give more or less importance to any other animal. Everyone in the animal world is happy. They are not like human beings who find themselves the happiest or the saddest person on earth. See the lines. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. Tokens. Tokens means symbols. Evince. E-V-I-N-C-E means show. In these lines, the poet that he is trying to say that animals are more honest in showing their relations with other animals. Here he wants to say that animals use other animals as their food and they never try to hide this. Whereas human beings show that they have nice and friendly relations with others, though the reality is just opposite. The poet says that he accepts the fact that animals are true towards showing their relation with other animals. See the explanation of ending lines. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? Tokens again, symbols. Huge times ago means long, long ago. Negligently means carelessly. So, at last, the poet introspects himself and says that from where the animals got those good qualities. He further questions himself that where his own good qualities are gone. Did he left them or had carelessly lost them somewhere? The qualities that were found in human beings in the past, like innocence, kindness, truthfulness, are now seen in animals. He wonders that humans gave up these qualities and they have been passed on to the animals. Now we'll see the poetic devices which have been used in this poem. First one is repetition. Stand and look at them long and long. So this long word is the example of repetition poetic device. No one is dissatisfied, they do not, or so on. Alliteration. The sound of that letter comes. They do not make me sick. So this M letter in this line. I wonder where they get those tokens. The letter T. Anaphora. Anaphora is that poetic technique in which successive phrases or lines begin with the same words, often resembling a litany. Anaphora, they do not one, and I also in the first stanza. The other poetic device is personification. The poem has uniform personification as human beings' qualities have been compared. Now we'll see the main points of the poem, and after that the explanation of the poem will be very clear to you. The poet actually he feels more comfortable and at home with animals. He doesn't feel comfortable with human beings. He wants to move away from human beings and live with animals. He says that animals are calm and contented. They never weep over their miserable conditions as humans do. They never worship God and weep for their sins. They do not suffer from the mania or madness of owning and possessing things. They don't fall down on knees to show respect to others. Thousands of years ago, ancestors of human beings possessed the qualities of love and kindness. Men have lost those tokens of love, but animals still retain them. Human beings are confused, greedy, and overambitious, while animals are not.